You are listening to Healing with Haley, episode 50, Lessons from 2024. Welcome to Healing with Haley. I'm your coach, Haley Kirk. On this podcast, we dive into ways to heal, embrace, and truly love our lives. Here's my belief. So much of our suffering comes from what we believe. I'm here to help you understand your mind and question those thoughts to start your healing journey. Ready to get started? Let's go. Welcome you guys to the podcast. It is Tuesday, December 31st. Happy New Year's Eve. I cannot wait. Can you believe that 2024 is almost to a close? What happened? Why? Where? What? It feels so weird. The passage of time. Okay, that's funny. If you get it, you get it. But yeah, I'm really amazed at how fast this year went, but also, whoa, how slow as well. And today I'm super pumped. I got invited to do a heels performance at the Generator in DC. So I am super excited for that. I'm very nervous. This is a choreo I did last year, and it was one of the hardest choreographies I've ever done. It has a fish flop. If you guys ever want to know what that looks like, I'll send a video of the performance in the description of the podcast so you guys can check it out. Be my fans. Give me some love. And I'm really excited. Yeah, it's fun how much my body remembers. It's fun how competitive I am. I really like those things about myself. And I've gotten to a place where I don't judge myself, or that voice of judgment is really quiet because my higher self, the real me, I have a much stronger voice now. I'm like, I'm an amazing dancer. Here's all my evidence, right? Because I've allowed myself to be vulnerable and to put myself out there and to perform many, many times. I've performed for multiple audiences, different venues. Like, the performance skill is a skill in itself. I should say performing is a skill in itself. And I love the adrenaline rush. I love overcoming my fear. I like putting myself in situations where I'm afraid, but even though I'm afraid, I do it anyway. And I had a lot of experience with that yesterday and today when I was prepping for this choreo, because the fish flop, it's think about like the position where you touch your toes and then you push your legs behind your head, and then you have to kind of do a worm as you're coming down. So you're in a totally opposite direction or position, I should say. But anyway, I had to coach myself. I'm like, you got this, Haley, you got this. Like, it's okay that you're afraid. Let's go. Let's kill it anyway. Game on, right? And I love to listen to hype music and house music that's like dun 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 dun. So 3, 2, 1, game on. Boom. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, so I really loved that experience of coaching myself, and now I feel really confident. It's not perfect, I'll say that as well. You know, I would love to figure out how to do the fish lap without like hitting my head, or how do I avoid, maybe I need to use more of a push-up position when I come out of the push back. So there's a lot of kinks I need to figure out. But for now, I'm very happy with what I've worked on. So New Year's Eve, I'm performing. Let's go. And then my friend invited me to do this super cute thing where we do vision boards together, we have dinner, and she said that we're gonna burn all of the things that went not our way, or she said all the bad things. And I was like, that's actually really cool. For me, I think I'd like to burn my thoughts. I would love to burn repetitive and negative thoughts that I believe. I would like to do that exercise. I really like to think that everything that happens to me is for my good and will serve me and make me grow. And I really like the idea to not wish for things to be easier, but to be stronger. And I want to embody that. I want to be laser focused in 2025. I want to be like my strongest yet. In multifacets of my life. I want to be my strongest financially. I want to be my strongest in my business. I want to be my strongest in my dancing, in my physique, in my mothering. I love it. And 2024 for me has been this like unraveling and healing process. And I've loved it. Is that the right word? I don't know. I have embraced it. I'll say that. I have embraced it and endured it big time. So, what I want to share with you guys is a few tools that help me. This is something I do every like December and January because I love the idea of a new week, a new month, a new year. It's cyclical, right? And we have a solar system, and there's all these rhythms and patterns in our world and our reality, right? The reality is the sun revolves around the earth and the moon revolves around this earth. The moon revolves around the earth. Got to make sure I'm saying the right things. The earth revolves around the sun and the moon revolves around the earth. And so there's all these cycles, right? And it's so beautiful. And then there's these weather changes and it's cyclical, right? And so it's just nice to do cleaning and obtain that energy of optimism, right? I think it's fun to be optimistic, right? And hopeful. And I know hopeful is very vulnerable, but I like being optimistic, I think, more than hopeful, because hopeful is like vulnerable. But we'll work on that, Haley. We'll work on that. So, tools. I really love these tools. Number one, I highly recommend, if you have not read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, please download that book right this minute. There's an app called Libby, and you can download that book for free. I bet you right now it's huge wait list. But if you have like, I don't know, $20 to get it on Audible, Amazon, thrift store. I know thrift stores are like awesome. Or even there's like a used book library webpage. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna get it in the show notes. But please get your hands on this book because this book I think I read it 5 times this year, and I just learned so many things about, anything from like creating your environment to help reduce negative habits to increase positive habits. Like if you struggle with a sugar craving, have a shiz ton of fruit all around the house, in your bedroom, in your kitchen, in your family room, in your dining room. Like have things that are going to help you, right? Have protein bars, all over the house. If you're just really trying to increase your protein, have water bottles all around, like all these just little tiny things you can do throughout the day, throughout the weeks that will help you, right? And I love the idea of 2-minute rules. If you're about to start something new, make it stupid easy. Super easy. If you're trying to start a workout routine, just start by putting your tennis shoes on at said time. If you're about to, you want to be a more cleanly person, Haley, maybe there's some fun cleaning supplies we can go buy, that to make it more fun and incentivize. Or maybe we can start watching more movies as we're, cleaning, making it enjoyable, something that we already do on a habitual basis, like eating, brushing our teeth. If we have a habit already, how can we implement that new habit into the one that's like already in us? Yeah. So I highly recommend that book. I'm also going to link in the podcast description all of his free resources. Not all of them. I'll list some. I really love the implementation intention. That one says, I am going to put my tennis shoes on at 2 p.m. after I eat my lunch at the front door. And so you're saying what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and what's going to kind of be the trigger, right? I also like the habit journal, I think is what it's called, but you essentially write down the things you do every day and at what time, and then you kind of give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a neutral. Yeah, so it's positive, negative, or neutral. So, for example, I notice I eat breakfast every day with my son around 7 a.m. Neutral. I enjoy that. Positive, neutral, positive. And then we go outside, then we go to the gym. But there are lots of times, when I'm like playing outside with my son, I'll check my phone. And so I don't want to be that type of parent that checks their phone a lot. I know I sometimes need to do it, but I want it to be like very minimal. So I could call that a negative, yeah. At night, I like to eat a little piece of chocolate and maybe one or two is okay. I'm like, yeah, that's a positive. Yeah, neutral. But then if I start eating like four or five, then no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So, just examples of some of the resources he has. He also has habit contracts. So if you know you really struggle to start a habit, putting it on social media or getting an accountability partner, these are like really awesome things that he has on his webpage that I think are awesome and they're free. So I'm going to link them in the podcast description. If I am talking a million miles per minute, it's because my son is about to wake up. So I got to get this podcast recorded because I have just set a goal for myself in 2024 to have 50 podcasts published, y'all. I busted my butt to get all of that done. And I'm so sorry if it was a little overwhelming for you, my listeners. I definitely could have been more paced with the frequency of my podcasts. And I never want you guys to feel like you have to listen to my podcast sequentially. Yeah, I really like to try to make it a la carte every single podcast. I don't do it linear or sequential. I like it to be, this one sounds interesting, or ooh, that's something I would love to work on, or ooh, this topic is something I've never heard of before. So I really like to make every single one of my podcasts very, very a la carte. You can listen to it just off off order, yeah. So I do apologize. And I also want to just give you guys some love. Thank you for sharing the podcast. Thank you for liking it, giving it reviews. Those help me so, so much. My podcast grew 344% this year. The host site that I use is called Buzzsprout, and they gave me some statistics. And I am in 20 countries. My most frequented city is Baltimore that listens to my podcast. So thank you, my fellow Baltimoreans. And yeah, I have so much gratitude. I've really loved producing this podcast. It has been a lifeline. And it's so funny how much as the teacher that you learn more than the student. And I'm grateful for this platform. I'm grateful that I get to learn along with you. And I know I'm going to make mistakes on this podcast. I know I have so much to improve on. I notice that I say and like, and those are things I want to work on, but it's okay. It's totally fine. And you guys are just sweet and kind and listen to this podcast and are supporting me and learning. And I love what you're learning. I love the feedback I'm getting. I want to just keep going hard and stronger and improving the quality and the content and making sure it applies to you guys. So if you guys ever have suggestions of podcast ideas or know someone that wants to be on my podcast, please send that to healingwithhaley@gmail.com. I would love your feedback, love your suggestions, love recommendations. Please, please send that my way. Okay, enough housekeeping. So I also had, so that's resource number one, Atomic Habits. Read the book. And I also recommend getting the journal. So he talks about, a huge chapter in his book is talking about tracking your habits. And then so I'll tell you about the journal. So it has, really great resources in the back, like talking about how you could keep a food journal here, a workout tracker, the Ivy Lee method, the Eisenhower box, the second order thinking, Decision, buy a bigger house. First order, more space for kids. Second order, more rooms to clean. Third order, more stress from messy house. So it's just such great stuff. Decision journal. And I think that's it. Yeah, so he has like some toolkits. He has the actual tracker, so you can track a habit for the whole year. And then you have all this space to use as trackers or mind space things. I've done budgets on here. I've done journal entries. I've done idea brainstorming. And then there's this one line a day. So, for those that are trying to write a book or practice, being a better journal writer, you can just write one line a day. This is that 2-minute rule thing. So one of my goals is to write a book. And so I did uh, for a while, I did a journal, a book idea a day because I really wanted to give some time to writing the book. But that is one habit formation idea to help with 2025. Now, second one is the high performance planner. This is from Brendon Burchard, and he is just awesome. I'm sorry, Brendon Burchard. He created this super cool planner where it's so cool. So first off, you have a month, right? He has you do, first it's an assessment. I'm sorry. First, it's an assessment of what you want from your life. And then let me see. Okay. So weekly learning. And that's like 3 things that happened to me last week were. And so it's just like a review. And then your health, like how would you score your health from 1 to 5? Mental, emotional, partner, love, family, friends, mission, experiences, spirit, finances, learning. I love this. Like, I love putting my life into these categories just so I can kind of keep track of everything. Yeah. Like in my own coaching program, I do this. I really like to focus on these specific areas. And I think it's just great to tap into each category and say, hey, like, is this working for me? Do I like this? It's awesome. And then weekly review, high performance habits. So for each of the 6 high performance habits below, add your score and multiply this by 4. So he has you do a little bit of math, not too intense. So I was intentional in how I acted this week. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is the lowest, 5 is the highest. So you're seeking clarity, generating your energy, raise necessity, increase productivity, develop influence, and demonstrate courage. So you do that for each of those categories, and then you add it up. I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of it. I'll try it. I love trying new things. I really do, to see which method works for me. I think it's a little much. And it's a lot. It's a lot. I think I would have to just make an implementation intention to do this. And Sundays just are my heels days. That's when I teach heels classes. So I'm just like, no, I'm tapped out. Then he has a week ahead. So prompts for an extraordinary week. What's the most important thing I need to focus on or make happen on this day? And then that's how you plan your calendar. Isn't that so cool? What events or meetings need to happen on this day? How can I make them exceptionally well? I love these questions. I think it's all about the quality of questions that you ask that makes the huge difference. So you plan your week, and then he has one. So it's a weekly, a daily, and a monthly. And it's just so awesome. And he has you answer all these questions: morning mindset, evening journal. Like, ugh, it's just so cool. It's really awesome. It's very detailed, very organized. So, my type A people, I think this is like so good for you. I am very loosey goosey, yellow energy. So I'll try it again. I gave it a few months and I loved it. I wonder if I could try it again. So not my favorite. I love Atomic Habits for some reason. That one really works for me. I love tracking it. I like kind of how simple it is. And that one is like next level tracking and requires you to be in that book probably a good 10, 20 minutes every day. And then give it another 10, 20 minutes a week and another 10, 20 minutes for the month. that one kind of only does 3 months at a time. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. My other thing that I loved, this one is new. So, Mel Robbins, she's another entrepreneur, self help author, podcaster. She's amazing. I love her. I look up to her so much. And she had this idea of doing like an audit for the whole year. And so, what you do is you go through your year in your photo album on your phone. Genius. And because it's hard to remember what you did for the whole year, yeah? And I you go through you and what I did, this is what I did. So when I listened to her say that, I was like, this is such a good idea. So I looked through January 1st, right? First picture. I'm with my friends. Nicole or Nick, I'm so sorry. I'm with my friend Nick and Stacy at Bayside Bachata, and I was there for New Year's celebrating with my friends. Love this. I like this. This is what I envision my life being like. I'm with my friends, I'm spending time with them, I hang out with them, I celebrate passage of time together. I love this idea. I love that I'm spending time. January 3rd, I'm doing a gym selfie. Heck yes. And I look really good. I look tan, I look fit, my outfit is outfitting, and I love this. I love this for myself. Then later that day, I took another selfie, but I'm working on my splits, and I like to document my splits. Again, on January 3rd, I'm creating content for my coaching business. Love this. And then I also have a screenshot of a Zoom call that I did with the group that I did a heels performance or like a heels project with Candelas. And then there's the logo, it's super cute. Then I have an ad for a heels workshop January 13th. Then I have a selfie with me and my son, and he's in this Yoda outfit with the little ears. Ooh, it's so cute. Pictures of me in my heels classes, more twerk content. Pictures of my son, pictures of me in an outfit, more splits, more pictures of my son and me outside, another picture with my friend Nick. Guys, I love this picture. My face is just like shaking my head kind of face, like, oh my God, what's happening right now? And my hand is over my face, like, oh. And I have a headset on. And so recently, I explained how on the podcast that I was let go of from my job back last year. And I'm on a headset with my palm, my face in my hand in my face, like a face palm, like bah. And I love this picture because I'm not happy. I'm frustrated. And I'm so glad I decided to focus all of my energies on my business. Best decision. My wallet is not where I want it to be. I'll just say that. Definitely want to grow. Definitely want to have more security. Having a business is high risk. And that's all right. I'd rather have that discomfort than the discomfort of 9 to 5, yuck, and also ignoring my son all day long. I hate that feeling. That was the worst part. I could do the 9 to 5. I really could. But the fact that I had to ignore my son, like 9 to 5, and just put him in front of the TV and try to entertain him and feed him and put him to naps. No, 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 no. I couldn't do it. And I won't send my son to daycare. Like these are just, let me just say this really quick. I love and respect women and mothers all around the world. If you need to put your kid in daycare, then put your kid in daycare. If you need to work and have your son on in front of the TV, like I respect every woman that is trying to do work and family. It is so hard. I'm just saying what I feel is best for me and my son. What you guys feel is best for you and your son is a totally personal journey, right? And so I'm just like, I won't do it. I can't do it. And anyway, enough of the soapbox. So next video is me dancing, learning a choreography. And then I also took a screenshot of I went through like a dating program, and it's called Love Life. And so I did that. A cute picture with me and my dance friends, Nick, Alana, Stacy, Michelle, and we're all at this Bachatours event, another Hills class. My friend Ciara, she was doing a going away party. No, this was her birthday. This was her birthday. And this is January 27th. And then I went to Utah to see my besties ever. I love my besties in Utah. And Lydia and I, she just picked me up from the airport, and we're like cheersing our double doubles. No, we ordered triple triples from In-N-Out. And then we're at the gym, selfie with my son at In-N-Out again. I went to In-N-Out so many times that trip. Selfie with my bestie Taylor and her baby Luca. Selfie with Taylor and Lydia, and we're dancing. So just so cute. Selfie with my bestie Lydia, and we're at the museum. Like, I just love it. I have two best friends named Taylor, and we're with our kids, and we're going to this kid center. And then my friend Celeste. So I love what I'm seeing. I'm prioritizing friends, spending time with them, heals, exercise. Like, this is the life, this is the dream life. Like, I love this, all of this. And I have some photo shoots. I love doing photo shoots. I am at my friend Sabal's house, and we're having a birthday party. Yeah, this is awesome. More candela stuff. My mom came to visit me in March. And then I went to Congress, and I'm looking spicy, got me a sexy dress and some high heels on. So the reason I'm going through all of this with you guys is because it's so important, right? Like, document your life. How are you embracing your life? Yeah. And do you like what you're doing on the day to day? If not, how can we make it magical? How can we do the things that you want to do? Like, what do we need to focus on? And put it in a planner. That is the biggest takeaway that I learned in 2024, because I had all these desires to my friend. She's part of the Mama Baltimore Walk. And I love that idea of getting women together that have kids and want to socialize and also exercise. What? It's like a triple hybrid of all the things that I love: women, moms, kids, exercise, socializing. What? It's the best. So I love that. And I want to support her. And I also want to be there, but I just didn't put it on my calendar as much as to make it happen. Yeah. So I really want to make that happen. And so once you see that, yeah, then there's these questions that you want to ask yourself once you go through the whole year. And I put it in a separate album, and I called it the 2024 audit. So I took all the photos that I liked the most, put it in a separate album. And then from there, you ask yourself these 7 questions. 1, what were the highlights this year? The highlights for me was that I partnered with Unity Dance and Movement, and I was able to put together a heels team real quick, and that I'm actually being quite profitable with my heels business. I'm making money when before I was losing money. I was spending money, and I was able to figure out a way where we were able to partner and say, hey, like, can we just split the profits? And then that way, I don't pay you for the space, and I'm also, generating more funds for you. And you don't have to pay me as a teacher, right? So we're both nicking expenses. And it was so cool because the whole reason I got that gig was because I had a bunch of people asking me, hey, Haley, Baltimore's really far for me. Is there any way you could get closer to Virginia or DC? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I have to figure out kid care. I have to figure out and the studio and all that stuff. So I was just like messing around and playing with the idea. And I messaged a bunch of studios saying, hey, if I did multiple events, would you consider a discount? And the studio owner of Unity Dance and Movement, Jen, my homegirl, she reached out to me and she's like, hey, I actually need a heels teacher. And I was like, what? This is so cool. So I subbed for her and she was just so attentive. You know, those people that are just like deeply care about their business and the people in it? She's one of those people. Like her business is her child. It's just, you can see it. There's this energy about it. It's love. And I just know we're partners. Like I feel that from her. I feel that she wants to work with me. I feel that we have really good communication. And it's such a great experience to be part of when it's like we have the same goal, we have the same vision, we have the same desire to work together well and to have a good relationship that's, professional and maybe a little personal, right? But it's that has been one of the best things that has happened to me in 2024. The other thing was going to Utah. Heck yes. Heck yes. I'm so glad I went to Utah to see my friends. I want to see when I could do that again. So I'm going to make a plan to do that. And I'm going to commit and try to budget that into the budget, fit that in the budget, I should say, and make that happen. So that was another highlight. My other highlights were performing. I did two or three performances this year, and that was super awesome. The other highlight was going to LA to see my other friends that were from Utah, but we went to this Summit of Greatness, and it was such a catapult for me, and it really helped me eradicate a lot of limiting belief systems, or at least quiet them down and strengthen that inner, David Goggins calls it my inner dog, right? The fighter in me that's like, rah. So love that. Okay, number 2. What were the hardest parts of this year? Number 3, what did you learn about yourself these past 12 months? Number 4, what are you going to stop doing in the coming year? I want to eradicate how much time I'm spending on social media. Right now, it's about 2 hours. Yeah. I want it to be 1. I want it to be 1 so badly because 1, I love connecting with my followers, my friends. I love getting those messages, those hits of dopamine. Oh yeah, I'm awesome. Look at me. People are seeing me. So I love that. I know that's not going to go away. And then I also want to limit it. Yeah, I know that my social media, I learned actually that if you're the type of person that likes to do these kind of behaviors, those buffering behaviors, it could be chronic stress. And I was like, wow, I could see that. I could definitely see that. So I hear my son crying, so I'm going to hurry and bust this list out. Number 5, what are you going to do to stop doing in the coming year? Oh, that's repeated. Oh, what are you going to start doing in the coming year? And then what are you going to stop doing in the coming year? 2 different things. Sorry about that. Then what are you going to continue doing in the coming year? What can you do today to make the first steps in that set of direction? So here's the list. Do this. I've actually really liked doing this. And then after you answer those questions, start putting it in a calendar. Put it in your planner. Make sure you are setting those implementation intentions, like I'm going to this. And then the other thing I started doing was like, what are the things I want to make happen? So I want to go to my friend Angelique's bachelorette party in March. I want to go to see Shakira. I want to see the Sebastian the comedian in March. I want to do game nights monthly with my friends because I want to make it consistent and convenient and easy for us to hang out and do potlucks and all that stuff. I want to have a 4th of July party. I had one last year and it was so fun and epic. I want to do a Cinco de Mayo party. I want to do a Galentine's party. I want to continue doing my heels team, my heels classes. And I really want to grow my coaching business. I want to figure out how to do opt-ins, create mailing lists. I want to build my coaching program itself. I want to create more content. There's so many things I want to do. I want to do video podcasts. I would love to do those things. And then I also bought a program and I started it today for middle splits. So I have my right split, kind of my left split. It's still got some ways. And then I just want to continue to increase my flexibility. My flexibility is something that I like really struggle to get. Building muscle is really easy from my genetics, and flexibility is just not. So I'm working on that. I also really want to allow time in my schedule to read books about parenting, I bought this course on how to like build, emotional parenting, teach them emotional regulation, not yelling, not hitting, me as the parent. I want to learn to emotionally regulate myself in my parenting so that I can be there for my son. And yeah, you guys, I hope you party it up tonight. I hope you are spending time with your loved ones. I hope that you make all the wishes for 2025. It's going to be an epic year. Let's make it happen. Send me your list. I want to hear feedback from you. What are the things that you want to see happen in 2025? Tell me, send me an email. I want to hear feedback from you guys. What do you want from me as your podcast host? What are you struggling with? What are you loving about the podcast? Tell me all the things. I want to know. I want us to grow this beautiful relationship together. I feel like my favorite podcasts, I feel like I know them on a personal level, and I want to gain that relationship and trust with you guys as well. So, one, you guys are awesome, because I think that if you listen to this podcast, you're the type of person that likes to improve your life. You're the type of person that likes to heal, and you're the type of person that's very self-aware and a huge lover of learning, truth, life, loved ones. So thank you for being amazing human beings on this planet. Happy almost New Year. Take care, y'all. Are you sick of having these New Year's goals, and then 2025 or the new year runs around and you're already a month in and you're just not even on track with any of your goals? Let me help you. I have systematically done so many of my own goals, like eradicating $32,000 of student debt in addition to over $15,000 of credit card debt. I have built businesses. I have accomplished minor things like getting my own splits. So I have a proven system to help you accomplish your goals. And if you work with me, I would love to help you accomplish those goals with the tools that I have. Join my coaching program. We're going to have so much fun together. What you're going to get is 2 private coaching sessions each month. We're going to dedicate an entire year of a game plan of all the things that you want to accomplish, as well as you're going to have a private podcast feed that's going to give you the recordings of each of those workshops so that you can have throughout the program. Join me and we can do a discovery call. Click the link. I would love to meet you and greet you and make this 2025 year the most epic it has been.